Okay, E3. You're finally over for 2015. Well, obviously the floor is now open, but I'm not going to be there. I'm not in Los Angeles. You bastards. No, the E3 that matters to the rest of the world is over. And this year was a pretty explosive year. We have 7, 8 keynotes compared to the usual 5. And all of them came out with varying levels of success. Unless, of course, you're on the Wii U Red page, in which case Nintendo is the worst thing ever. I'll get to that later. Okay, so actually, we didn't start off with Microsoft this year. No, we actually started with a newcomer, Bethesda. Yes, they came out swinging. They came out with the brand new Doom. Oh, man. Holy shit. This just peaked the living. This just shit all over Doom 3. Wow. It was visceral as fuck. You had breaking off limbs, you had the chainsaw, holy, and of course at the very end they teased the BFG. I mean, you can't have Doom without the BFG. You really can't. And it was Doom. Doom 3 was shit in comparison. You've seen my review, hopefully, of Doom 3, so yeah. I was very impressed with Doom 4. Is it Doom 4 or is it a remake of is it the new? Damn it! They didn't mention Doom 4. Is it a new Doom? Damn it! I hate it when companies do this. At least with that other game, at least they had the numbering properly. Fallout 4. Oh boy. I have Fallout 3 on my shelf. I played for like 5 hours and then got distracted with other things. And just never came back to it. Honestly. So, I still need to play that and New Vegas. So, yeah. Honestly, I'm very... I mean, Fallout 4 definitely looks like it has more color than Fallout 3. Fallout 3 was the epitome of brown, gray, dark. It just was. Yeah, there was like no spectrum with that. But now we actually have blue. We actually have blue in this game. So that was something. Yeah, they came out swinging. Fallout 4, of course, you got that the real Pip-Boy. I will forever be pissed off at both Nintendo and Bethesda. Pissed off Nintendo for not making a system powerful enough to run it, and Bethesda for not thinking, hey, imagine a Wii U gamepad with the Pip-Boy. Yeah, that would never happen. But hey, we got a Pip-Boy that you can put your phone in, and you actually can use it on the on Fallout 4. That's actually damn it, that's gonna be expensive. Fuck. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pre-order that. Yeah, I don't have the money to. So of course the next day was Xbox's keynote. And obviously they started off with Halo 5 because that's what the people want. Not me. But of course the big news was that Xbox Ones will now support Xbox 360 games. Much like how the Xbox 360 supported original Xbox games. Okay. People are like cheering and applauding. Yay! You can play 360 games as long as they're supported. Because Microsoft stated that developers have to approve playability on the Xbox One. Basically, what they need to do is like tick a checkbox and say, yeah, you can play that 360 game on the Xbox One. So you can forget about 360 games that didn't sell well, like Enslaved or Blue Dragon. Was it Blue Dragon or was it Star Wars? Or one of those big JRPG. Was it Lost Sauce? It was a big JRPG on the Xbox 360 that didn't sell well. I think Microsoft actually published it. So Yeah. So for IPs that have, transferred over, like, say, Darksiders, you can forget about that one. So basically what happens is you put your 360 game into the Xbox One, and the Xbox One, which will now have a software-based 360 emulator, yay, will download something, some kind of like an Xbox One patch or something that will allow the game to run. They show off Mass Effect, the original one. But they didn't tell us if we could transfer our saves, though. That's the biggest concern. See, this is the big problem with Microsoft and Sony's backwards compatibility. They're both completely backwards. For the last two generations. The 360, they were really giving us patches during the early days of the 360 that support the original Xbox titles, and they just stopped. There is a ton of Xbox original games that do not work on the 360 for numerous reasons. And the PlayStation 3, don't get me started, they just completely removed PS2 support. Basically, if you have to keep your old system plugged in, the backwards compatibility has already failed. When I got my Wii, there was no reason to keep my GameCube anymore. My GameCube's in my closet and hasn't been used in years because the Wii has a GameCube in it. It's got the controller ports, it's got the memory cards. I can play any GameCube game I want. The only reason I would use my GameCube now is because of Game Boy Player, which, with the Wii U's E and the 3DS eShops, I don't even need that anymore. So honestly, I'm not excited for the backwards compatibility in the Xbox One. If it was all Xbox 360 games right out of the gate, it should have been done day one. And of course, Sony didn't do anything. They're too busy re-releasing all their PS3 games as remastered. They've already done them with The Last of Us. They're giving us Uncharted 1 through 3. Like I need to buy those again. So yeah, I'm not impressed at all. Like, if Microsoft pretty much would say that I don't need my 360 anymore, everything I have, everything I've played, all my save files, if I could just take my 360 and put it into my Xbox One, I would buy an Xbox One. Maybe. One of the other reasons why I would buy an Xbox One is I actually said over and over again, if Rareware, Rareware, announced Banjo 3E, then I would buy an Xbox One that day. Microsoft called Microsoft didn't do that. They did do something for Rare for their 30th anniversary. They brought up a brand new IP, which looks like an MMO pirate game, Sea of Thieves. Okay, good for you, Rare. I'm not saying it looks bad, but of course they also announced Rare Replay, which is a Xbox One digital and disc collection of 30 years of Rare games. Everything except Rare's two highest selling games. That, of course, is GoldenEye and Donkey Kong Country. In fact, all the Donkey Kong games out there. And GoldenEye, of course, being in the absolute legal limbo. There are like, 4, 5 parties that have to be involved with GoldenEye. Like, it's Microsoft, Rare, Nintendo, Activision, or whoever owns the Bond license right now. And, of course, the parent company of the Bond license. So, I don't see GoldenEye N64 ever coming out on Xbox One. There is just so many issues with that. So if you want to play GoldenEye, you have to get the N64 out. But with me, I'm not getting Rare Replay. I already pretty much have the entire Rare catalog. I have pretty much everything. I have the GoldenEye, I have the Perfect Dark, I have Conker, I have the Banjos, I have the Donkey Kong Country games on the Virtual Console, I have Grab by the Ghoulies, I have the first Via Pinata, I have Star Fox Adventures, which is another game that will be on the replay. Yeah, I won't be getting Rare Replay. I don't see it being any real investment. I'm wondering though, will the Conker game that's on Rare Replay, will that be a direct N64 port? Will that be the live and reloaded version? Because if it's the N64 version, that could see cartridge prices going down, which might piss me off because I spent like $150 on my Conker game. Then we saw one of the only games I actually would consider getting Xbox One for, and I still do not know if this is an actual true exclusive, that being The Rise of the Tomb Raider. The game looks really good. I love the shit out of the reboot of Tomb Raider a few years ago. So I would actually consider getting Xbox One for The Rise of the Tomb Raider if it's a real exclusive. If it's a timed, first on Xbox BS, then you can forget it. I'll just wait for the PS4 version like everyone else. But yeah, it looks beautiful. Lara still looks hot. But I really have nothing else to say. It looks good. I would consider getting Xbox One for it. Yeah. There were a lot of there was a lot of focus on the small games. Like there was a Cuphead. What's it again? Oh god, I can't remember now. It was two guys working on a design game that looked like an old Disney cartoon or an old Popeye cartoon. That looked pretty interesting. They also confirmed that Goat Simulator is gonna be on Xbox One. Oh god, that game is just crack on. They had this this HoloLens thing with Minecraft, which I admit was interesting, but nothing extravagant. And of course, they also the big final thing they had was Gears 4, and a Gears of War remastered thing. So I take it the Gears of War games will not be part of the backwards compatibility. Microsoft's was okay. It had some high points, but in fact, this was probably the best presentation they've had in a long time. They didn't focus on Kinect, at all. They were pretty much like, Kinect? What is Kinect? We've never heard of Kinect. Please move along. There was no mention of Kinect at all. No, no Wii knockoffs, no Kinect Sports, at least Microsoft finally let Rare be Rare. No Kinect Sports, no avatars. Just, I think they finally remembered, hey, how much do we spend on Rareware again? Seriously? What are we doing with them? Yeah. So Microsoft, average, for Microsoft at E3, that was probably their best performance in a long time. EA, sports! And Star Wars. Yeah, I actually stayed in bed for most of EA's and just flipping through Twitter, seeing what they were announcing, and most was just, sports and Need for Speed. Whoopee! I did see the Star Wars game, and someone who's never really been big on Star Wars, I can see the appeal, and it looks bloody awesome. And of course, they ended the trailer with Luke and Darth, back to Jewel House. Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good. Of course, the standout for me, of course, was Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Is it a reboot? Is it oh, for God's sake. Why couldn't you just call it Mirror's Edge 2? It would have been simple. Mirror's Edge 2, Catalyst. Can't developers just put a number on something anymore? Yeah, EA's was pretty insignificant. It had Mirror's Edge, it had Star Wars, but besides that, it was just the same, can't pay. So it had Pele. God, how much was he getting paid for that? And they just had him on stage just talking really, really fakely about soccer. Like, he loves soccer, and we all know that. But did we really need him here? He didn't care about being there. Ubisoft. I'll give what's her name credit. She's always a hoot to be there. South Park. A new South Park game, which just reminded me, I haven't played the first one. It's on my shelf. So many games I need to play. Oh God, all this did was remind me I have so many backlog. I'm never gonna finish. Oh God. But I love Trey and Matt's interview. She asked him, "You said you weren't gonna make another game. What changed your mind?" "Come on, Trey. Come on, Matt. Be honest. Money. That's all you could have just said it was all about money. You didn't have to say, "Oh, we only figured out how to make a game at the very end, and then we realized, hey, let's make another one." I mean, it looks really good. I'm hoping they keep the same, Paper Mario style, because I really think that's a good approach. But besides South Park, at the very beginning, my God, Ubisoft, could you please just give Creed and Clancy a breather? Enough! You are pumping out these Assassin's Creed games, it's almost impossible. Like, when Assassin's Creed Unity came out, did you all forget there actually was another Assassin's Creed game that came out at the same time as Unity for the 360 and PS3? Did anyone know that? Did people actually know there was a second Assassin's Creed game that came out last year at the same time as Unity? No, because they gave it the same amount of promotion as they would a Wii U title. They had Just Dance with Jason Derulo, who cannot sing live for shit. No Beyond Good and Evil 2, again, which really ticked me off. Look, Ubisoft, just say it's cancelled. If it's cancelled, then I'll go on with my life. But the fact that you've pretty much just been no comment about it for like 5 years, you're just leaving us hanging. Damn phone. Yeah. So Ubisoft, great host, but they've really got to. I know you own these franchises and they're your biggest selling stuff, but seriously, guys, just give it a breather. Let them wait let them wait a year. Let Assassin's Creed stew in a crock pot for a year or so, like a nice succulent pork roast. We can wait a bit. You're turning Assassin's Creed into Madden. I used to like this franchise, and now it's like I can barely keep up. And as the new Assassin's Creed just looks like you just ripped off the Order 1886. Ugh. So then, Sony. Oh my God! So Sony came out swinging, and they resurrected from the dead The Last Guardian. It's alive! It's alive! Holy crap! It took you long enough. Yeah. Trust me, there were people crying. Friends of mine who've been waiting for this game for years were sobbing, like, it's here, it's alive, and it looks amazing. It also just looks like Ico again, with a much more useful companion. Yeah, I went there. Yeah, Yoda was never useful. Wandering off on her own. At least this one actually could save your damn ass. I like the tail action at the end. So yeah, coming out in 2016, finally, my PS3 is useless now because I bought my PS3 for Last Guardian. One of the most useless investments I ever made. So then we got this new game called Horizon Zero Dawn, made by Guerrilla. I like what I saw. I think it's set in the future with robot, creatures, sentient robot creatures and everything. It looks really good. But the banter that she was making... Look, these companies, since the whole, Watch Dogs fiasco a few years ago, they always say, this game was captured on a PlayStation 4 system or an Xbox One system. That doesn't matter. I don't care if it's running on actual hardware. I just want to see real gameplay because let's face it, you can capture a heavily scripted set piece that will never be featured in the real game. And that banter and everything just looked way too scripted. I don't see the real game performing that. An open world game performing that, advanced with the banter and such. No, I just don't see it happening. But yeah, it looks interesting. I want to give it a try. But then of course they brought out... Oh no. Yeah, that's a brand new Hitman game. And it's open world, so I think Razorfist might like that. But obviously he's a very cautious guy, so he's going to come in there with... He's been hurt before. He's been hurt before by Square Enix. Twice now. So that looks interesting. Then they had No Man's Sky, which, oh my god, that looks way too overwhelming. An entire world, entire galaxy, and so many planets to explore. That thing looks huge. I don't think that game's even possible. But I'm amazed that this small group of developers are actually staying true to their promise. This thing looks massive. Planets that you may never explore, you may never see, no one will ever see. That it just looks way too... I might lose weeks on that game. Sony was also a bit was focused on the smaller companies. They did Media Molecule's Dreams, which looked nuts. Then they did Firewatch, which is a game I've actually heard before. It's set in, I think, Yellowstone Park, and it looks very interesting. World of Final Fantasy, which looks too cute for its own good. But of course that was eclipsed by the next Square Enix announcements. The second big announcement of Sony's event. Final Fantasy VII HD Remake. You got it, guys. Congratulations. You finally got it. Yay. As someone who's never played the original Final Fantasy VII, I will never understand the hype. As someone who didn't get the original Final Fantasy. RPGs during the 90s were just not here in Australia. And it wasn't a big focus back then. So, congratulations, guys, and people don't expect there to be an alternate ending where Aeris lives and marries Cloud. That's not going to happen. Alright? There were people who were convinced that the remake may actually change that ending. No. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be a director's cut. Especially considering how the director wanted her to die. Alright? It's not going to change. If Aeris lives, then it's not a remake. Alright? Sorry. So yeah. Last Guardian, Final Fantasy VII. 1, 2... Then we got the number 3 and we got the KO Punch. They brought up Kickstarter. And I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, what Kickstarter games will be focused here? And I was working on the current episode of Kick It. I had just finished it, pretty much just wrapped it up, just putting the last few tweaks to it. Then the music hit, and I was like, oh, fuck you! Holy crap! I was like, are you holy shit! It's it! What the hell, Sony? They're actually living up to their oh my god! Shenmue 3. 14 years, it's alive! Holy shit! Yeah, you know, it's PC, PS4. I will be talking about it later. Like I said, I just wrapped up Kick It episode 17. Yeah, episode 17. So, you're going to have to wait for next week. I'm actually going to try and do a double header. I've got an Unboxed review I'm planning for that week, as well now a Kick It on Shenmue. And if you're asking if I've already pledged, 100 stinking bucks. Yeah. Not as much as I pledged to ukulele, but still. Yeah, Shenmue 3 just, you know, people were crying like last guy in Final Fantasy 7. Holy crap. So yeah, Shenmue 3, big deal. I wonder how much money he would need to remake the first two. Or bring it to other systems. Yeah. Then they had the last big announcement that was Uncharted 4. You know, the fact that it crashed and they had to restart it. Oh, they was like, come on, move! And then it just faded and then went back. So we knew this was legit gameplay. But Uncharted has always been a heavily scripted, you know, movie game. I liked what was happening with the banter and the driving through and crashing through everything. It looked good. I've played the Uncharted series. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's groundbreaking. I wouldn't say it's anything amazing. It looks nice, but besides that, I play it once and then just put it away and never play it again. Really have no intention to. And then of course we have the last major one. Nintendo. Oh boy. Nintendo, my love. They started off strong. They opened up with Muppets. They looked awesome. I love those puppets. At least Nintendo has fun with their keynotes, with their digital events. They brought Iwata, Miyamoto, and Reggie as Muppets. Yes, I wouldn't mind seeing Kermit making an appearance, but you know that probably would have cost an arm and a leg. But obviously before the digital event, they had the World Championships, and they shocked the world by announcing Earthbound 1, the first game, the NES game, Earthbound Beginnings. So obviously, everyone needs to go buy that so they can announce Earthbound 2. They should have done that because obviously Lucas is coming to Smash Bros. Alongside Roy and Ryu. We already, Sakurai, what have we learned? If you don't want something leaked, don't put them in the update code. Hackers delved into the update code a few months back with Mewtwo and found Roy Ryu files. We've known about this for months. Ryu being in Smash Brothers, it's probably the fastest fighting game he's been in 10 years. Oh! Yeah. And of course, they've got inspired Smash Street Fighter controls, which will offer so if you're a Street Fighter, yeah, you might actually enjoy playing as Ryu. But Roy, my man, what the fuck, Sakurai? You brought all this bullshit about, not giving us Crom as a playable character because you didn't want another Marth, and you already had Marth and Ike and other sword fighters, so you didn't think you needed another one. Yet you brought out, essentially, Marth with red hair. Give us Crom then. I'm gonna kick that dog's ass. Seriously. Barking at a pine cone for 5 hours and never getting tired. Yeah. So Smash Brothers, Roy, Ryu, new costumes, yay! And of course Sakurai with his amiibo collection. I wanted to kick his ass. Then I remembered I have the same collection right off screen. So yeah, they came off, they started big with Star Fox. They've also announced that Star Fox is actually being developed by Platinum. So Hideki Kamiya's got his wish. He's finally making a Star Fox game, so all those people on Twitter can shut up. It looks alright. Star Fox Zero, it looks okay. I liked how he brought up Star Fox 2, the one that never got released, and according to Miyamoto, never will, which I have to admit is a bit of a disappointment. But it looks good. I will definitely buy it. They've stated that to achieve 60 frames per second, they've actually had to downgrade the graphics a bit. So there's that. So yeah. Now, obviously Zelda U wasn't here, but we did get a new Zelda game, Zelda Triforce Heroes, which is a 3DS game, and it's all about co-op. It's pretty much a sequel to Four Swords Adventures, or Four Swords just in general, but there's only 3 characters. And it's true co-op, both local and online. You can play single player, you can play local co-op, you can play online co-op, and it has a very interesting totem feature. But the feature that some people got really up in arms about is the fact that, you can dress Link as Zelda. Tumblr is going to have a field day, goddammit. They're gonna start, calling Link asexual or a transvestite. Oh, God. Or be like, well, you always call me Zelda, so I might as well be Zelda. And she's like, why are you wearing my dress? And why you look better in it than I do? Yeah. It looks good. It's part of the new Zelda, because they want to embrace new playstyles. Like they had Zelda Hyrule Warriors, they have Four Sword Adventures, a new Zelda U, and now of course a brand new co-op game. Oh yeah, they also announced Hyrule Warriors for the 3DS. Yay! We already knew about that, and I will definitely buy it because I want to get Tetra and the boats. I loved how he turns into a boat and just attacks everyone. Yes! And of course we went to everyone's favorite money sink, Amiibo! And they're merging with Skylanders. They're bringing out Bowser and Donkey Kong Amiibo Skylander. Like they actually got this little switch at the bottom of it that switches it from Amiibo support to Skylander support. So okay, I don't see myself getting those ones. Like I really don't need that one. But yeah, what the game that they really pushed like insane was Mario Maker. They wanted to buy it, and you know what? After the World Championships, I think people were sold on Mario Maker. They also announced new 8-bit Mario Amiibo, which I will get. Oh yeah. They also had, Fire Emblem Fates. So, and also the new they also had Fire Emblem Cross Shin Megami Tensei. Some people were saying they're playing more like Persona. Like that's a bad thing. I know one person who will be really happy with that. Yeah, Mario Maker. Then, oh boy. Oh, but before I do that, they also announced a Mario Luigi Paper Mario crossover for the 3DS. Mario Luigi Paper Jam, which I'm really on board. But, oh boy. People have been wanting a new Metroid game for years. Myself included. So Nintendo announced Metroid Prime Federation Force and Metroid Prime Blast Ball. Oh boy. These are 4-player 3DS games that don't feature Samus at all. They're all about, Galactic Federation soldiers, in 4-player co-op and playing some weird version of soccer. And people are furious because they want a new real Metroid game. Isn't Samus's story basically over? All the Metroids are gone. They're dead. So, what, a prequel? So, cram something between Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion? I don't know. Like, Nintendo's not the kind of company. Unless it can work with the story, they're not going to do it. Unfortunately. That's the way things go. Metroid might be over. Sorry. I don't know. I mean, I would like a new Metroid game, but what can you do? You really can't have a Metroid game without Metroids. But then came Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, which people took as a major middle finger to all the people who've been wanting an Animal Crossing on Wii U. Animal Crossing is a major scope. I can see development of an Animal Crossing game for the Wii U being at least a few years to make. And when Animal Crossing is selling like crazy on the 3DS, you want to keep with that market. Animal Crossing is a major seller in Japan. Japan loves the 3DS. So, quite frankly, this is, I admit, they shouldn't have done anything. They've pretty much just made a Mario Party knockoff. And if it's going to be using amiibos, then it should be free. Because you're going to be spending at least the amount on a full game on those amiibos. Animal Crossing amiibos. They've got, Isabelle, Tom Nook. No, Remy. I don't play Animal Crossing. It's not something I play. So I'm actually not going to get the Animal Crossing amiibos. I know, shock. I liked the puppets. I liked them. I liked how they showed us. They finally gave us a release date for Xenoblade Chronicles X this December. Yoshi's Woolly World. I really want that game. What else? Yokai Watch doesn't do me anything, like meh. What else was there? They didn't do anything about indies. Well, they have done this other thing, Nindies at Home, where they gave us 9 previews of Nintendo independent titles, but okay. There's a few reasons behind what we got from Nintendo this year. Obviously, the lack of Zelda Wii U meant that they had to pretty much pad out. They didn't have their headline. They had Star Fox, which was mostly a headline. That was the second best title people wanted, but they didn't have their true headline. They didn't have their knockout punch with them, unfortunately. And unfortunately, I think the worst thing about it is that Nintendo, I think, is basically done with Wii U. The Wii U is never going to be appreciated like Nintendo wishes it was. And I can pretty much guarantee you, after Zelda U next year, they're done. They're done. Pretty much everything that needs to be released has already been released. Mario title, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, shit. What else? Oh, the new IP, Splatoon, yeah. Fuck. But yeah, but what I'm saying is really, it's done. After Zelda, I pretty much can guarantee you that most of the studios in Nintendo have already started moving to NX, whatever it is. They've already confirmed it's going to be revealed next year. So next year we're going to have NX and Zelda U. And maybe the mobile thing. Honestly, I don't get the absolute hatred. I'm not saying this as a Nintendo fanboy. I'm not saying this as part of the defense force. Honestly, the reason why Nintendo's Direct was so lackluster is simple. Nintendo Directs throughout the rest of the year. Nintendo basically gives us mini E3s every few months. They've given us big announcements of big reveals, and they had the Majora's Mask 3DS a few months back. They had all those Smash Brothers roster reveals throughout the year. So, quite frankly, when it comes to E3, E3 is basically irrelevant to Nintendo. Like, we already have all the good stuff. Like, what else can we really have? What else can they give us besides, Mario Galaxy 3? Which I was hoping, I heard before the stream launched, I was hearing Galaxy music and I was thinking, oh god, don't tease me like this! Honestly, Nintendo's presentation wasn't bad. It was just average. It was an average Direct. Which shows, once again, just how irrelevant E3 is to this company. So on Twitter, I would rather see Nintendo fail being themselves than succeed by being Sony or Microsoft. We need Nintendo to be Nintendo. The company who believes in fun. Alright? Not an iron sight to be seen. Look, honestly, Nintendo's was okay. It wasn't anything amazing. It wasn't like last year or the year before. It was just there. Lastly, of course, they had Square Enix, which pretty much just showed off everything we already knew. They announced a new Star Ocean, but I'm beyond pissed! Because that promo video before their presentation had Chrono Trigger music! Ah! Don't do that, Square, you bastards! I was almost convinced you were going to give us a Chrono Trigger 2 or Chrono Trigger HD. And you didn't! You tease! You fucking tease! Damn it! So all in all, E3 was okay. Sony knocked it out of the park, but you know what? I have a PS4, I have a Wii U. I'm going to be able to play most of what was announced this E3. But, really, the argument about who won E3 is irrelevant. Because the winner of E3 is the same winner as every year. And it's us. The people who love this hobby. Who love this medium. We won E3. The loser of E3? Oh, that's simple. Our fucking wallets. Oh, especially mine. Oh god, I have a list here of all the new amiibos I have to go and pre-order. In fact, I'm actually doing that right now. I'm going to have to go down to EB Games and pre-order. Oh shit. There's going to be 2 Robs. There's going to be a Japanese exclusive Rob. Oh fuck me. And I just And I can guarantee you my Kickstarter pledge for ukulele, which was about $800, just went through. I'm so broke. Oh god, I'm so broke. Oh my... Ah! So, yeah. E3 2015 is over. No Zelda U. No NX. Next year. Next year. Well, I think that's about wraps me up for this E3 recap. So, if you don't mind, I'll go back to video making. See you later.